Hey everyone, welcome back to watercoloring. Today I'll be painting this beautiful image. It's by Unity Stamp Company. It's called Faceless Beauty and it's one of their pretty recent releases. It's one of the Angie girls. I'll leave a link below so you can find this one on their website. And for today's painting I'll be using a very fluid wet on wet style. I just want the face to stand out, so I'll be going in pretty wet on wet, and my colors will be pretty much watery and very fluid. So I'll be starting with the background first because I don't want to start with the face and then end up with a darker face and the background gets lighter. So to better judge the colors on the face, I prefer to do the background first, especially with situations like this where it's a face and I really want it to stand out. So in such cases I start with the background first, and that's what you'll be seeing me doing today. And to cover the basics, the paper is 140 pound watercolor paper, and the watercolors are Rembrandt, and the brush is a sable brush, number 4 round, and the stamp of course is by Unity. So let's get started, and let me start painting then. To answer another viewer question today, she asked me, how do you choose your colors, or rather how do you go about picking your colors, which colors to use where? I mean, it's a very basic question, and I would have normally said, go use a color wheel or get yourself a color wheel and start from there. But as I have seen over the years, it's very easy to encourage people to use a color wheel, and actually that is the way to go. But it's not very easy to use a color wheel. If you really don't know the basics at all, then you might just be staring at the color wheel and thinking, where do I go with this one? How do I start? So I would say go out, step out of your house, see what's there in nature. Nature is a better teacher, and much better than a color wheel. That's been my experience or my opinion. And just go observe some flowers, observe the nature itself, and see the combinations that you can see. It's live. You can see it, you can copy it, and you can better judge colors from nature. So if you see a couple of roses, you can see those roses in varying shades of pink, reds, and you see it goes very well with greens, and it's always almost surrounded by soil, so there's a little bit of brown there. So I think these combinations make a better painting than you would be able to do using a color wheel. Color wheel is the way to go. As you get better with judging colors, I'm sure you'll find yourself reaching for a color wheel. But if you just want to get started, I would say sit outside and sketch yourself some flowers. That way you'll be able to gather more colors, and you'll be able to observe better, and you'll be doing yourself a favor in the sense that you'll be able to even judge shapes, patterns. You can, if you're painting a branch, you'll be able to see it live and then paint it rather than seeing a picture. So I would say step out and gather your inspiration from the outside, from nature. But if you are getting better with it, get yourself a color wheel. Those teach you your basic colors, primary colors, secondary colors, complementary colors, tertiary colors. So all those things which are very theoretical. If I try to mention it now, it might sound too much of a theory class. So I don't want to start with that. I would say go out and enjoy yourself, sit outside, sketch, observe from nature, and use those colors to your advantage. I hope that answers your question. So if you observed, I approached this painting with a very loose style, and I went wet and wet all over the background. And now I'm going back in with a very fine tip with the same brush, but it comes to a very fine tip. So I'm now trying to add the details. Now for this I did wait for it to dry a bit, because otherwise the details wouldn't have stood out. So I did wait for it to dry, and then I'm going back and just defining the outlines just a little bit, not too much, because I just don't want it to be jutting out of the page. But I'm just going just very so slightly defining the highlights, defining the outlines, and going back and adding some finishing touches to it. So pretty much wet on wet, and then just a little bit of drying time, and then go back with your highlights. And that's what I did with this one, and done. It's a very quick and easy painting. I think it's a very quick one that I've done in a long time now. There was no sketching involved, just direct stamping and painting. I really encourage you to give this one a try. So if you've never painted or if you have never colored a stamped image before, I think this one would be a good place to start, because there's not much of anything on this one. It's just a stamped image and you're just filling in the color. So give this one a try. This would be an easy place to start with. So here I'm nearing the completion of this one. I'm just adding a few finishing touches and I'll be calling it done. I hope you enjoyed it. I really had a lot of fun painting this girl, and if you have any questions or any queries, feel free to drop me a note, leave me a comment below, and I'll definitely try my best to answer it. Thanks so much for joining me today. See you soon then. Bye.